Hi, Linda Bowen here from stampingwithlinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is another creative fold card, and I'm calling it a double flap card. It opens like so. Now, this card was shared with me, this fold, with a downline member called Heather Johnson from Kingsville, Ohio, and she shared it during a recent product challenge I did for my team. So I wanted to share it with you. So I'm going to bring in my cardstock. This measures 5.5 by 12. It is the Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I am going to score it at the 4 1/4 and then the 8.5 inch mark. This way it'll give me a standard A2 card because it was 5.5 to begin with, and I did the 4 1/4. So I'm going to take this long side, going to bring in my Big Shot and my ivy from the Botanical Thinlits. Going to lay down my cutting mat, and I want to cut that flap, so I'm going to open up my card, and then I'm just going to lay that ivy like so across the smaller flap, and just kind of eyeball it there where I want it. Now I could use washi tape to hold it in place. And I see that this framelit always confuses me. This open side is what you need towards the card base, and I always think because this is solid that it should be into the card base to hold it, but it's just the opposite of what you think, and every time I have to double think myself to make sure that I'm cutting it the correct way. So I've got that. I'm going to run it through and run it back through. Going to pull that off, and you may need to snip a little bit if you did not have your framelit going right to the edge, but no problem. That's going to pull off like so. I'm going to punch those pieces out. So I've got my ivy. Now I've already taken the ivy and I have done it again, and this time in the Emerald MV cardstock. And if you look at the card that I did before, I didn't cut that ivy close, and it really needs to be cut close, I think, to make it look nice. So I'm going to bring in my fine tip pen, and I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive in between those leaves. You don't want a lot, just enough to hold it in place. And then I am going to take that ivy that I have cut out. First need to put my tip to my glue pen, and then I'm going to flip this up so that I can see where I want to place that ivy. So there we go, right about there, and just seal that down. Now your ivy is going to be longer, may not go clear to the end, but not a problem. So I'm just going to snip that off. Whoops. Like I have said many times, always easier to do when you're not filming it. So let's just go ahead and put that back up like so. Then what I have done, I've already cut my pieces. I am using the Affectionately Yours Designer Series Specialty cardstock, and I have 3 pieces. One measures 1 inch by 5 1/4. One is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4, and then a 4 by 5. And then I have the Flirty Flamingo cardstock already cut, and the Flirty Flamingo, this one measures 4 by 5 1/4. This piece measures 5 1/4 by 1 1/2, and I'm going to add that piece there. And you know what? I have, that is, I don't know where that piece came from. This is the piece that I need. This is 1 inch by 5 1/4 for the Flirty Flamingo, and this is 3/4 by 5. So again, the 2 pieces, I know where this one goes. I've got it now under control. This one goes at the top. So I've got that. So this one is 1 1/4 by 5 and 1 1/2 by 5 1/4 in the Flirty Flamingo. This is 3/4 by 5 in the Designer Series paper, 1 inch by 5 1/4 in the Flirty Flamingo. And then this one, the Designer Series paper, is 3 3/4 by 5, and then the Flirty Flamingo is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my card. So pull that base card up here like so, and place that there. This one is going to go up here at the top, and again, doesn't matter if it extends out. Now with this one, I cut the ivy a little bit higher than I did on my original card, but again, no mistakes in hand stamping. So I'm going to bring in, I'll go ahead and put my little flowers on. Again, these flowers are from that botanical garden. And I'm going to go ahead and put them over here. So even though that was overlapping, it kind of hides where I cut too high. I used the mint macaroon, the Peekaboo Peach, and then of course that Flirty Flamingo. I also used that emerald color, and so I'm going to go in and get a glue dot and just add a glue dot to the leaf. I'm going to put that right there. So there you have the opening. Definitely different than this one because I cut it at a different angle, but still same general look. Then I'm going to take that smaller piece, which was the 1 inch by 5 1/4 in the Flirty Flamingo and the 3/4 by 5 in the Designer Series paper. Going to put that down here at the bottom. So love this specialty paper. It's got that copper look to it. Going to bring in my words, and these words are from my Hostess set, Time of the Year, and it says Thinking of You. So I'm going to take that Flirty Flamingo stamp. I don't see my paper piercer, so I'm just going to make sure that I hold that down nicely. And then I'm going to take the little flowers from that set. Love the new in colors, and there's 2 little flowers. I put them on the same block, and I'm just going to stamp them a couple of times randomly on my card. And there you have another creative fold, this time a double flap card. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you real soon.